All right. Let's start rocking and rolling. We got a lot of content for you today. We are well into the meeting time, so let's go. Who's got something good to share today? Everybody survived the storm all right yesterday? That's a bucket fill. Got pretty bad on the southeast side. All right, who's got something good? Oh, yeah. Some positive feedback. Oh, goodness gracious.
I just want to say that was a great meeting yesterday. Everybody did a great job, and that's it.
Thank you. That's it. That was very accurate. Appreciate it, Terrence. Big T in the house. All right, come on. Who's got something good? Something good. Some, huh? Oh, yes, online. Absolutely. Please chime in online. Something personal. Who's got something good personal happen in their lives?
I met Hulk Hogan.
I guess that's a good thing. All right.
Hey, I'm really surprised you haven't met him before.
I know. I ripped my shirt too. Is that?
All right. Come on.
Okay, I have something good. This is Tanya.
Who's got something? Okay, what's going on online? Who is it?
Okay, this is Tanya Nicholas.
Hi, Tanya. Share,
Hey.
please.
So my first time home buyer, she was in kindergarten with my daughter. I haven't talked to her forever. She just calls me because she says she likes this house and she's going in it. I said, you do not go in anywhere. Anyway, we're under contract. She has new construction. She was just looking at resale, which is fine, but it's just something great. She went to kindergarten with my daughter.
Awesome. That's how you close. Good job. Good deal. Thank you for sharing.
Was it somebody back there?
Oh, yeah, Linda Day. I knew you were going to come through. Tell her.
On my way in the elevator,
It's on, that's wrong.
I just got a clear to close for closing that's, scheduled for Monday. So
Awesome. Well, more importantly, how'd you get a signal in the elevator? That's always my challenge.
I guess they called right when I was in the lobby.
That's
So,
awesome.
and I've got a brand new granddaughter. So-
Yes, that's awesome. Yes, absolutely. Congratulations on that. Yes, that's exciting. That's awesome. Dina, you had something? No. Oh, so, okay. Called out. Yes. All right. Awesome. Cool. Anybody else going once, going twice? All right. Let's rock and roll. All right. Do not forget what we have coming up. First and foremost, Eagle Award nominations are in, so look out for the voting. All right. Again, reminder what Eagle Award is. It is the only award that is actually voted on by your peers, meaning you, the market center, the brokers, the agents vote for who they believe was the one that exemplified our culture, gave back, was there for agents. Better way to put it. Right? They're pretty awesome people that have won in the past. I 100% agree. I absolutely right. All right. Okay, let's move on. So look out for the voting. All right, please participate. It's great gesture. All right, let's move forward. February 2nd, we have Get Right, Get Tight, Let's Ride spin class. Anything you want to add on that? Okay, perfect. All right, and February 18th is family reunion. 18th through the 21st is family reunion in Anaheim, California. There is no digital version. I will get on that in a little bit too. February 20th is a command boot camp. All right, so those of you that want to dive in, start really getting into command, it's going to be very important moving forward. It is important now and especially moving forward. All right, so get ready, get right, even in command. Yes.
Isn't the family or the office awards breakfast in February?
It is, yes, it is February 10th is the awards breakfast. I don't know if we have a slide for that right now. It is February 10th, and we'll be sending out venue and information regarding that very shortly. Okay.
They already got saved the date.
All right, here we go. And again, Eagle Award nominations. We talked about that. The deadline is 5 p.m. This was for nominating. That's right. Yeah. So now we're ready for voting. Okay. All right. Here, you want to give your spiel?
Yep.
So if you've been participating before, you would know about the Get Right, Get Tight spin class. This is just an opportunity for you to get involved with the community and get other businesses involved as well. So it's happening on February 2nd. That's next week, in the evening. What time's that on here? I think it's at 5:30, right there in Riverstone. And we are going live. We're doing a spin class. You can bring or invite your clients as a way of doing a touch. And then you're also supporting local businesses. So if you're interested in that, get with myself or Brandon Turner. Brandon, show your hand. That's him. If I could just spin this thing around, y'all know who Brandon is. All right, thank you guys.
If you haven't seen Brandon, I'm sure you've heard it. All right, Greg, what's up, bud? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm hanging around chat. Jeez. They always do this to me. How's everyone doing? Good, good. My name is Greg. I handle the marketing for the office. So today I'm going to share with you some, I guess, marketing stats from NAR. So NAR puts out a survey. They did a survey on technology. So NAR is broad. So this is our local market might be slightly different from this data, but this gives you a general idea of things that we talk about in our classes and our one-on-one sessions. So this shows the main reason for social media use in real estate business. So number one, use it to promote listings, right? So how many people have an active listing? Raise your hand in the room. Cool. If you don't have an active listing, how do you leverage that? Who here is hosting open houses? Raise your hand. Right? So when you're posting on social media, one of the big things we talked about is showing that you're an active participant in the business. Right? So hosting open house is one of the best ways to do that if you don't have a listing yourself. So that's just one way. Number two is expected to have a presence on social media. So a lot of times you hear, if you're not on social media, you don't exist at all. Right? So the ability to be on social media and post frequently makes a big difference. Number three, it helps build and maintain relationships with existing clients, right? So even just people in general. So one of the ways, of course, you do a lot of things on command, but a great way of nurturing your database, because a lot of people on social media overlap with the people you have on command in your database, is a way of nurturing your database on a consistent basis. So if you're posting on social media, you are nurturing, right? So you want to do that consistently. This was also interesting. There was so much data, but these are the ones I thought was really interesting. Tech tools that are giving the highest number of quality leads. So you see social media, you see local MLS, in our case, HAR. And number three, it says customer relationship management, right? So this is the number 1 and 3 is basically what we said before, is nurturing your database, right? So how many people on command and have their database in command? Raise your hand. Okay, cool. So if you don't, this is a survey, right? Actually using command, using social media, using it consistently makes a difference in terms of finding quality leads. So just this is what the data says. And then this is another thing. Well, in terms of social media, which platforms are used the most? So 89% says Facebook. Who knows why? Huh? Because they're older, right? So basically, there's a direct correlation between age and income. So typically, the older you are, the more money you either save or earn or both, right? So direct correlation between age and income. So Facebook skews a little bit older. So Instagram is number 2. You know why? Right? Because millennials are on Instagram and Facebook, but a lot of time millennials are on Instagram. And then most first-time home buyers are millennials, right? So just the data kind of backs up which systems you should use. Now you see TikTok on 12%. I'm not saying not to use TikTok, but it skews a lot younger, right? Generation Z dominates TikTok. However, Generation Z will eventually become the new millennials. Does that make sense? Right, and millennials eventually become the new Generation X. Right, millennials, I believe, cap about 42 years old. Right, so some as young as 25, but meaning in 5 years they become 30, 40, and so on. So the idea of being in multiple platforms kind of protects you. So you got a relationship with people early on, so that when you're in a business, like who's been in business for, like Linda, who's been in a long time, there's a few who've been here for a long time. When you build a database and build a relationship, it'll last, give you some. A long time, always season. So for a few years, But she-
All day, every day.
She's been in it for a while, but the idea of having a presence and relationship with all these people, the data just by now just kind of shows that using social media and being consistent, and of course, using command or some kind of database to nurture your database will make a big difference in your business, because this is what real estate agents are doing nationwide. So in terms of using digital, I always recommend using digital. This is a question I asked yesterday. So like, would you rather receive a physical gift card or an email gift card? Rich? Physical, right? Because there's something about receiving a physical item. So, you know, if you have like listing presentations, brochures, it's encouraged that you have a printed version of it, your business card, etc. But then I'm gonna add a second question. Is it better to have an email gift card or no gift card? Email, right? So you gotta have something. Right, so when you're working with your clients, nurturing your database, of course, you want to have like some physical items, but if you don't have that, make sure at least leverage digital and leverage that at scale. So that's all I got for you guys.
We'll pretend like we didn't see that, but I'm gonna go back just for 1 second because this is about to be a shameless plug. So appreciate this slide, Greg. You know, we continue to push command and you know, we say it's unique based on, you know, we're the only ones that are remaining as a player in building our own platform. And why it's bigger than just a CRM, and it's an end-to-end user platform. And it's so unique because it combines the business side aspect of running a business and the marketing side of running a business with our partnerships with Google and Facebook. And if you look at this list that Greg's brought up, Command excels at connecting with social media. It is your CRM with the database, right, and contacts. We have digital and campaigns with our partnership with Facebook and Google. Email marketing tool, right? It has your own website, right? And with the digital ad campaigns, with the leads coming directly in and you connecting with those leads, it is your own lead aggregator. So Command itself does most of these things other than your local MLS. Right, which is, yes, which syndicates, right? So that's just the 2 cents right there on why we keep pushing and why it's such a great tool and it keeps getting better every day, okay? All right, so thank you, Greg, appreciate it. All right, and you're up.
Oh, that was for me. Thank y'all. For those of y'all who didn't see that, they were welcoming me with claps, not exiting him. Okay.
Both, me exiting too, right?
Okay. All right. Hey, everyone. Varna, so it's time for my BBO moment here. I do want to piggyback off of some things that have been said while we kind of talk about the BBL. So we've been talking about changing the things that you're doing and getting into action. We've done our planning. If you didn't do planning, you had an opportunity to do planning with Israel this morning. You'll have another opportunity to kind of piggyback off of that and come up with some actionable steps. On Friday, right, there's a class going on that's winning the year, winning with habits, okay? So that's happening on Friday. So now let's kind of start digging into how do you actually change those habits? We know we're going 1%, right? 1% increments at a time. And one way to really overhaul your habits is by doing what's called habit stacking. And so how it works is this. Let's say you wanted to exercise, right? So you're going to do something that you would normally do, and you're going to tag along the new habit with that one. So after I take off my work shoes, I just got back from work, I will immediately change into my workout clothes. Okay, so that's the new habit I want to start doing. Once you've done that enough and it's actually been established as something that you're consistently doing, you're going to stack it with another habit. So after I change into my workout clothes, I will work out for 30 minutes. So this is an incremental change to get you where you need to go. Let's add some of what we just talked about, the spin cycle class. This is an opportunity for you to utilize Facebook. It's an opportunity for you to reach out to your sphere, right? So maybe what you say is you're trying to actually do more in terms of social media to enhance your relationships or to bring on new ones. So you can add into that, after I work out for 30 minutes, I'm going to immediately take a picture, right? Or a video. And then after I take that picture, now you're working on another one, stacking another one. After I take that picture, I'm gonna immediately post it on social media. It doesn't matter how it looks. And you're gonna do that consistently. The last time we did this ride, the spin cycle ride, we posted it on our Facebook pages and things of that sort. You had people who had FOMO, the fear of missing out, and it encouraged them to want to do it again. So this is one way you can utilize that, and habit stacking is a perfect way to overhaul what you're doing. That's my BBO. So get up your butts, lift your butts, and get to work.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it. All right, couple of things for me. All right, first and foremost, do not forget, we're pushing 100 agents already into registering for Home After and starting to utilize it. So if you have not done so yet, QR codes are on there to take you directly there, right? homeafter.com, register now, create a profile, enter your MLS ID, okay, your HAR ID, okay? And then it's gonna send you a security code to your email that's on the MLS, that's connected to HAR, same email address, and you can create an account from there. Remember, this is our own in-house personal concierge appointment center service, okay? More information, come see me, or on the Facebook group, you're gonna start seeing more information. There's already a video that's showing you how to actually do this process, all right? Again, do not forget the amazing tool you have access to, that is CMA Snap, cmasnap.com. Create your free account, test it out, and create CMAs, 3-page report with extremely comprehensive data to help you in your conversion, right? We got to go out there and get more listings, set the appointment, along with your presentation, have your CMA Snap ready to go. It'll help you in your conversion. As we mentioned earlier, do not forget, family reunion is the 17th or 18th through the 21st in Anaheim, California. If you have any interest in going, please come see any member of the leadership team or myself, and we'll help you through navigating that. It is still not too late. There is no digital option this year. All right. And solidifying systems is actually going very well. We have 25 plus from individual agents to teams, producers, newer agents coming in and taking this in. It's very important now moving forward is to build your system out. In fact, that is exactly what today's meeting is about. If you feel like you've missed the last two and now it's too late, that is not the case, because now we're shifting focus to your sales pipeline, your opportunities, and building your system out with checklists. So if you can make it on Friday at 10 o'clock, it's in person only because it is a workshop with your laptops and phones. Please, I encourage you to be here, okay? Right here in the training room, 10 o'clock for solidifying your system. And that's, go ahead.
I have one more thing. So right after team meeting, at 1
Yes, sure.
o'clock team meeting, you just learned about winning with sellers. Now you need the different things to really hone in on your lead generation skills and how to get data that's going to support what your lead generation efforts are. So we're having a lead generator data mining class that's happening at 1 o'clock today.
Yes.
And you will get some additional tools to support. Now you take that information, you bring it into his class on Solid
Workshop.
Systems so that you can work it out so it'll be a little bit more automatic. So that's happening today. Without further ado.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks. All right. So, it feels like we're just beating this like a dead horse, beating this drum that, hey, we got to build systems, work on that database, why it's important than ever. If you weren't in this business in the last shift, you don't really have an idea of the direction we're going in and how purposeful you're going to have to be moving forward. If you got in the business in the last 18 months to 2 years, you really have no clue on, because it was speed to lead, the speed was the key. And now it's going to be, being more purposeful about building a system out and staying connected, right? So the topic today that I chose was the 4 C's, okay? And I've brought in not only the education chair of the ALC, and that's me. Yeah, we try to get chair, but she was too busy. So I've asked Israel to join us now, and we're going to get into details about their business, but he's, I love the way he articulates and is exceptional of explaining some of these. So let's first go, just tell you all the 4 C's again, right? It's capture, connect, cultivate, and close. And why each one of these steps and doing each one systematically at a high level is going to be important for you to be successful in your business. All right. So let's start having you talk more and me less. All right. So first tell us about.
So my name is Israel Flores. I'm a seasoned agent. like Linda. So I've been here, this will be my 12th year actually coming up. So it's kind of crazy to think about that. So I have been through some shifts, as Nimesh was saying, if you're, definitely if you get into real estate the past, 18 months or so, it was almost easy, right? Just putting up a sign and you're listening to stuff like that. And it's kind of crazy how even in a heavy seller's market, buyers kind of get in that frenzy of I have to find something, I have to buy something, right? Until it started falling off. Moving into a shift, I've been through a shift, and so when I first joined on, I was on a larger team, and it takes a lot more work to get the same amount of business. And that's something that Tara and I are dealing with right now and going through. So Tara and I have a team. That's my wife. We're the Flores Home team. We have Tara is the listing agent. I am the buyer's agent, and we have one admin. Tara, my wife, has been in here for I think this is her 7th year now. I am on the AOC and I am the AOC education chair.
Awesome.
It's about me.
Right. So you and Tara, it's you and Tara and an admin. So it's a pretty slim operation. Yet you're very
Lean and mean.
Lean and mean. I like that. Right. But you're very purposeful because you focus on listings, right? And she handles that, and you guys take the buyers, and you take the buyers. I apologize. But you're very purposeful about different methods of lead generation and utilizing these 4 C's, right? So let's start off with capture, right? Capturing the consumer to grow your database. And so tell me why that's important first and foremost.
So we are, so Tara and I go back to after every year and we see where our business came from. So I highly recommend that. So in December or beginning of January, go back and see, okay, I had 10 closings, 20 closings, where did that business come from? So they can go back and see what worked and see what didn't. We did that this year, and it's been pretty consistent. We're very, very heavy on referral base and our sphere. I know you hear that all the time, but it's true. And so our business was roughly, 70% of our business, almost 50-50, came from referrals, whether that came from referrals from people that we knew or past clients or people in our neighborhood. That was about 35%, and the other 38% was from past clients in our sphere. So meaning past clients that were moving to another state or needed to downsize. So people that we already knew. So for us, it's huge because we have to consistently add to our database and to grow it. So
okay, so you definitely do your research on your lead sources and then target those.
Yep.
Okay, so now how are you capturing, and growing your database? How are you growing your database?
We do, so Tara and I, besides the D2, the typical, DT, D2, we're very big on events. We are very relationship based. And so we're finding now that we will get a certain amount of business from our sphere naturally, but we have to keep adding to our database, right? So if you're not growing your database, you're going to eventually tap them out. So whether you have 200 people in your database or 500 people, eventually after calling Nimesh for the 4th time that year, he's like, man, I don't know anybody. I've already sent you 2 deals. You have to keep adding to your database. So a couple of things that we do to grow our database that I kind of noted. We're very big on events in our neighborhood. And so, and when I say events, it doesn't have to be something huge. It doesn't have to be a super expensive event. In our neighborhood, for example, we do, I'll give a small example that's not even real estate related. We just did an ice cream social at the end of the school year for the kids. So we live in New Territory, so we blasted all of our neighborhood page. Hey, end of school year, the kids had a great year this year. Come out, we had a food truck come to the park, and we just paid for free ice cream for 2 hours. How does that help us in our neighborhood? Am I getting a listing appointment from that? No, not necessarily. But am I meeting my neighbors? Am I growing my presence in my community? Yes. And so we do a lot of that stuff that helps us build our presence, our brand, and also just makes genuine connections, right? And so now we have a little cheerleading group in our neighborhood that more and more it's like, hey, if you need anybody, Israel Flores, Tara Flores, Israel Flores, Tara Flores.
Gotcha.
Circle prospecting, we're actually going back to prospecting, which is something that we haven't done in a long time. And so when Tara and I restarted or started our own team in 2018, we are just talking about this the other day. We said, okay, the market's shifting. What did we do in 2018 when we first started our own business? Keep in mind, we were both commission-based. We were starting from scratch again. So we're like, we got to pay our mortgage, right? So what do we new? What are we going to do for business? We're going back to open houses and circle prospecting. How do I get in front of people? For me, it's easy, open houses, right? Just get in front of people, in front of potential buyers, and circle prospecting, just calling around the neighborhood and just talking to neighbors, okay? And so, bless you. Our script for our circle prospecting in our farm, it's not like, hey, are you looking to move or buy or sell? It's just, hey, my name's Israel. I'm a neighbor and a realtor in the neighborhood. I want to be a resource. Do you have any plans for 2023? Any real estate plans or real estate goals for 2023? I just want to introduce myself. It's not pushy. It's just, hey, this is who I am. I want to be a resource. Can I do anything for you? And that's it, and you'd be surprised how the conversations go. Thank you so much for calling. It's not, hey, do you know anybody that's looking to move right now? They don't, especially if I don't have that relationship with them just yet. Just that little introduction call just helps out. So we do events like the ice cream social in our neighborhood, circle prospecting. We're getting back to open houses, and I would say just find opportunities to get in front of people. So I think I mentioned this before. And I keep going back to our farm because that's our sphere where a big chunk of our database is from. Someone on our neighborhood Facebook group posted, man, I wish we have like a neighborhood Facebook closed group, right? And there's often offshoots of that, like there's a business one and a garage sale one, right? And someone posted, man, I really wish we had a neighborhood recipe group. And I was like, ding, and I just, within 30 minutes, I had the New Territory Foodies group. Before anyone else could snag it up, right? And so we're almost at 500 people in that group, where it's just a very casual New Territory Foodies. We share recipes. Food is one of those things that bring people together, right?
Absolutely.
Across all kinds of boundaries and cultures. And so we do a foodies meetup once a quarter, if not more, where it's just potluck style, and it's so casual and such an easy way and non-pressure way for us to meet our neighbors and let them know that, yeah, we're real estate agents as well. I make good enchiladas, but also I'm a real estate agent, right? And we've already gotten some listing appointments from that. So, so I think if in regards to growing your database, you need to think about, how can I get in front of people? Look for opportunities to do that. Is there a need in your sphere or in your neighborhood that you can fill? We love piggybacking off of things that our neighborhood's already doing, or the community's already doing. So if our neighborhood's doing a movie in the park, then like, hey, how can we help? Can we bring coffee for that? And the perception from the neighborhood is that we're sponsoring it or that we're in charge of it, because our neighborhood's like, oh yeah, bring coffee,
Who's gonna say no to that?
So last year we did, or in the fall, they did the weather didn't work out, but we're gonna do hot cocoa for the kids and coffee for the adults. And so people just start to think of you as a neighborhood expert, a voice in the neighborhood. And obviously you tie that into real estate and let them know, hey, I'm also here to help, So that's some ways how we capture and grow our database, our database. I would also say, get involved. I think it was Jamie Castens who was up here one day talking about a lot about how much work it is to get involved in your neighborhood, volunteering, not because you're just trying to get a deal from it, but because you genuinely care. And so I joined, like, there's a Brussels Bend where my 8-year-old goes, I volunteer there. So just getting in front of people and just making those genuine connections, I think. So I would think, as far as growing your database, see what you can do in your neighborhood and your community to be a presence there and make those genuine connections. That's later business, right? That's filling your pipeline. I meet you at a foodies event and we build a relationship. I'm a resource for you. Then eventually maybe you'll send me a deal or think of me. The now business is a circle prospecting in the open houses, right? Getting in front of people that might be actually looking for a house now.
Right, because we want a trajectory pipeline, not ebbs and flows.
You
right?
want now
So-
business and you need some pipe,
Absolutely.
some later business
All right, a
too.
couple of things before we close, the capturing part out. You talked about the, you talked about the ice cream truck and you had, people come in there. Explain the part where were you taking their information? How were you, were you
Yeah,
capturing that?
for some of them we do. For that particular one, we didn't. We just make it a social place. I think that we've done it a couple of times now. The first time we did a gift card giveaway and people were signing up, and we found that people weren't really doing that. So in that particular one, it was more about marketing the event, branding it, and just meeting our neighbors.
So it was more marketing than
Yeah,
prospecting
yeah.
for that.
For some of the other events, like our Harvest Fest and that we do in the neighborhood, we do have people sign up, we get their information. And so some of it can be prospecting and some of it's more branding. I
Okay, in
guess.
which manner were you doing that? Are you giving away something so people don't realize that they're actually signing up to be in a database or?
Yeah, I think so. For example, for the Harvest Fest that our neighborhood does, there's several vendors. One suggestion that I would make when you're doing a giveaway, don't just do like you ever seen like an insurance vendor or something, and they're just like, when you go to a booth, right? We all been to like some kind of event, there's a booth with vendors, and they have something, and you just grab it and go, right? If possible, have something where that's interactive. So we do succulents, the little plants. And so it's a little succulent bar. And so they come and pick out a succulent, they decorate it with a little rocks, and it gives us an opportunity to talk with them and have a conversation instead of them just grabbing a little goodie bag and say, thank you, and they take off, right?
Mhm.
And then the kids eat the candy and then the parents throw your business card away. So if you're going to have a booth, have some kind of something that's hopefully interactive or gives you an opportunity to chat with them. And we have a gift card or something that we give away.
Cool, all right. So let's move on to Connect. And
Okay.
you did mention a few things. You kind of, went into Connect already. You did mention that you circle prospect by calling around your
Mhm.
neighbors. What I want to ask you is when you're having this conversation, you said like, I ask them if they know anybody. Let's say the answer is no. Being a local expert, right? Or economist, or you want to put it. Where do you take that conversation? If they said, no, I can't think of anybody right now, or I don't.
I
need
think our
to know."
goal for any conversation, even when we door knocked, was obviously get an appointment, right? So if you're circle prospecting, if they do have a genuine need or a real need right away, hey, yeah, I'm actually, and we do get that sometimes. Again, when we very first started in 2018 and we're circle prospecting a little neighborhood in Rosenberg, I remember the first person that said, that's so weird. I was just thinking about selling. We were actually looking to sell my house. I was like, you are? And then I was like, so surprised, right? So you will come across that every now and then. So the first goal is that'd be great, right? The second goal is to obviously get a referral if they happen to know somebody. The third goal is to be a resource, and the last goal is to just build that relationship. So let's say if they don't have a need right there, we just remind them we're a resource for them. Hey, I'm not looking to, kick you out of your house. I'm not going to call you every other day, hounding you for a lead or something, but we're a resource. So we remind them, hey, if you need a vendor, if you need to protest your taxes, if you're interested in investment, any kind of real estate question that they may have, I want to be your resource. So I forgot where we heard it before. Maybe it was Bold, but it was essentially, another little script for it can be, who do you go for your real estate questions? Like, well, do you have someone for that? Yeah, I do. I know a real estate agent. Most people know a real estate agent, right? And so great, if you have a person you already go for that, I want to be your number two. So if for some reason that person's not available and they don't pick up the phone or they don't know the answer to your question, I want to be your second resource. So if you can't be number one, then be the number two. Okay. So just be a resource for them. So we've gotten all kinds of questions about taxes, about homestead. Tara is actually, she's a big sleuth. And so she will sometimes look at people's addresses as they're calling them and notice that they don't have their homestead exemption. And they've been in her house for one of our close friends, actually, who has been in her house in New Territory for 20 years, I want to say, has not
Never
had.
filed the homestead.
So just being a resource for that kind of stuff. So even if it's a title kind of question, hey, if I don't know the answer, I know people that do, right? So just being a resource. Yep.
Yeah, okay. All right, so continuing this conversation by connecting with it, it does no good if you're gonna build this robust database and then you do absolutely nothing with it.
Yep.
So what's the best ways that you guys connect with your database once you put them all in?
Put 'em in there.
Yeah.
And again, beating a broken record here at DTD2.
Okay, explain that for 1 second.
It's just a system of calling your database. Marty Miller and Nimish have gone over that several times. So A and W, using the letters of the people's last names to consistently call your database. So that way you're not starting at A and then by the time you get to W, you're either worn out or you don't have anybody with a W last name. So just use DTD2 to call. So it makes it, you don't have to think about it, right? So you can just print that out. Here's the people I have to call today, and you just go. Offer value as far as connecting, using Ford. We've done a better job of keeping in touch with people on social media as well, just to see what's going on in their lives. It's sad when you look up a past client sometimes, for example, and you're like, oh, I didn't realize they just had a baby. Or, they might need to upsize or downsize, or there was a death in the family or what have you. So just trying to have genuine connections with that, and keeping in touch with them.
All right, so on that note, right, I understand we can't be perfect about it. What do you do to best prevent that from happening? Like forgetting a milestone or missing out on a milestone of somebody that's supposedly close to you.
Take good notes, use command. We use command, and so we're not perfect at it by any means, but whenever I have a conversation with, whether it's a client or, I'll give you an example. Tara was circle prospecting yesterday in our neighborhood and spoke to someone who, she's either insurance agent or sells some kind of vendor that we can connect with. So in our command notes goes, new territory, contact, vendor, etc. I think she does electricity, energy. And so that when we talk to her next, I can look at my notes, whether it's me calling her or Tara calling her, and we have some notes in there to reference, right? And so we try to be very good about, especially with our close sphere, who's our past clients or close friends, our cheerleaders, to really keep in touch with what's going on in our lives. We just had a client, one of my clients just passed away in November, I believe. And so sending them a card and just keeping, and she responded back, she's like, thank you so much, for the wife did. Thank you so much for keeping in touch with us. So I think we do a pretty good job of having a genuine connection with our sphere. And they appreciate that, I think, so.
Okay. All right. So you guys focus on your sphere and your database, and you focus on geographically farming. In addition to connecting with them by DTD2, phone calls and texts, right? What other, I guess, mass ways are you doing to stay at top of mind with your?
Yeah, so we do a quarterly newsletter. And I would say with newsletters, whether you do it monthly or quarterly, again, we try to come off as very personable and genuine. It's not just, here's an open house that I'm hosting this weekend. People get tired of that. So our newsletter that goes out to our database has, I'll give you a couple of different examples of what we send out. Our newsletter has, at the very top, family, what's going on with our family. So, hey, our son just graduated. He's a freshman in U of H now, and just kind of a personal, what's going on with us. We just sold our house last year. So something about family. We do some pictures of ourselves. The second thing is real estate. So this is what's going on in real estate. Some market stats, or especially with all the real estate ups and downs, there's a lot to talk about there. The last thing was community. So we do family, real estate, community in our newsletter, at least. And community could be anything from a new restaurant opening to, I know there's a performing arts, or not performing arts venue, venue opening up in Rosenberg. Just keeping up what's going on in the community. So that's how our newsletter is set up. And so I think it gives people a little look into our life, our personal life, into our business, and then also community.
What's funny is what I'm noticing is you're going through your newsletter, and your newsletter is Ford.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So we do our newsletter. Also look for opportunities in your database to target certain groups. So your investors. Have you asked your database, hey, are any of you of 500 people in my database interested in investing? 20 or 30 of you are? Great. When I come across an interesting property, I can just send it to those people, right? that's where your tags come in for command and all that. That's important. So we would just send an investment property that would come up, and I would just send it to those people. Even if it's not up their alley, it's something of value, right? So I'm interested in investing. Man, the house came up, Israel's keeping me top of mind. Or it could just be some news about investment or commercial or development and stuff like that. So targeting certain groups. It could also be something about like our first-time buyer group in our database. Okay, what can I send them? Interest rates are changing, right? Are there still down payment assistance programs out there? So we always want to, we do send like open house emails and stuff like that. But honestly, most of our emails that go out and our touches have some kind of value to it. Like, I don't like sending stuff that's just, even our postcards have a little QR code for a CMA, something of value. So I highly suggest anything that you send out have some value behind it. So it's not just a throwaway, you know, whether it's a postcard or an email. So I'm trying to think what else we do as far as.
Well, while you're thinking, so the big thing that I love about that you're talking about potential you can always get people that you're sending these investment properties to who may not even thought of potentially being an investor. And you talked about growing business, you know, long-term business or business down the road, your pipeline down the road, that there's a chance that this group of people that you're sending potential investment properties to may not even have thought about investing until now that you're providing them this value and like, hey, now I have a resource that can educate me on this process and potentially build wealth.
And that's where we come, again, being a resource, coming from value, coming from contribution. I know those things, you hear that stuff a lot and can sound kind of trite sometimes, but it's true. I mean, if you do that, people will appreciate it and see that you're in this for a long-term relationship and not just, hey, do you know someone can you send me a deal right now type of touch, right?
Yeah.
So, yep.
Good deal. Okay. All right. So now we're capturing, we're growing our database. We're connecting with them on a, regular basis. Now somebody sends us a referral or we have a lead come in. What is y'all's process or what's your recommendation on now cultivating that lead?
And converting them?
Yeah.
Oh, and I'll say one more thing on connecting. Something I forgot, just be a voice, so we started going to our LID meetings, for example, in our neighborhood. We started keeping track of in our closed group, any questions we could answer, HOA questions, just be a voice, and that could be your farm, it could be your neighborhood, it could be with one of your social groups. So that's important too. As far as converting, a lot of the stuff we just said, I think when it comes to converting, I think as long as you're consistent, you can get the deal. And that's the hard part, right? The follow-up. So consistency will usually win people over. Don't overthink it. I overthink things way too much. And Tara's like, just ask them to meet. Just ask for the appointment. It's not like, it's not the end of the world, right? So be consistent with your follow-up. Oftentimes that'll get you the deal. So if you met someone at an open house and you have to have some kind of plan. So use your SMART plans, guys. We should call them conversion plans. So all it is just systematic way to keep in touch with Nimesh until he says, yes, I'm ready, right? Because if you don't have a plan, you're not going to do it. I promise you will not. You're going to have that open house. You're going to call me on Monday. You might text me later. You might call me one more time, and then you're going to forget about me. So you have to have a plan.
Even if you have every intention to.
Of course. Yeah. You just get busy.
Happens.
You get busy. You move on to the next thing.
Right.
So I would say be consistent with follow-up and be just top of mind. And we do that by doing the DT, D2, and the SMART plans for our leads.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So now once you got the lead, how are you cultivating them to convert?
Just again, with consistent touches, offering them value. If it's a buyer lead,
okay.
Guys, right now, especially as we're shifting, get in front of these people. So
what does that mean?
Not that you want to go and just show unqualified buyers, but to me, an appointment, if this person wants to go look at a house and I can qualify them over the phone a bit, I'll go meet them, right? To me, I think of that as an appointment, as a buyer's appointment. Let me go get in front of them and that'll help me convert them. And then from that, they're often not gonna buy that house that they want you to show them, right? I can convert them into a buyer's consultation from there. Hey, guys, this house doesn't seem like it's right for you. You know, why don't we sit down in my office or via Zoom and let's talk about what you're looking for. But get in front of people. Just get in front of, especially when it comes to buyers. Don't be afraid to ask for the appointment. You know, I always had a hard time with that before. When I first started as a buyer's agent, I was like, well, this is what typically happens, right? You meet somebody and you say, I'll stay in touch with you, right? Instead of saying, hey, let's meet. Let's just meet, guys. So ask for the appointment. If you don't get an appointment or they're not quite ready, just consistent follow-up. Honestly, I mean, the follow-up will just usually help win you that deal or that listing appointment or that buyer's appointment.
Yeah, I always talk about focusing on the appointment, right? Because it's always less aggressive when you're focusing on the appointment and not the actual sale or the transaction. Because, you know, it's just less aggressive, and then you have the home field.
Yep.
Right? It's home field advantage because it's on your terms and you have all your material with you.
Yeah, I mean, and it's just like the way we approach is like, hey, let's just have a conversation and see if we're the right fit for you. You know, do you have time to meet? I can meet at 3 o'clock or 5 o'clock, et cetera. So, so yeah, just being consistent with your follow-up. If it's a more of a long-term lead, then offer them some value. So for our buyers, for example, send them an email about lenders, about rates, down payment assistance, you know, buyer workshop if we have that coming up, et cetera.
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. All right. So let's quickly, I mean, we don't need to spend a lot of time on the close because the irony is that that's how we get paid, right?
Yep.
Yet if you're doing the capturing, the connecting and the cultivating, the close is going to happen.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Right?
Yeah.
So great. You know, if we do the first three at a high level, the close is going to happen. That's when we start celebrating, right? A little bit and then move on. When in reality, I mean, we talked about this a little bit yesterday. If you're in win the sell or near the end, that shouldn't be the case.
Yeah, it shouldn't
Right?
be the end
Yeah.
for sure. You're gonna hear the same thing again after you close, guys. Make sure that they are in your database. Their address is updated, so they get your cards. We just stay in touch using the DTD2. We're not perfect at it by any means, but we know our intention is to use that system. Offer value after closing.
Yeah.
This is beyond the closing present and all that, and just stay top of mind. We stay top of mind with our actual clients. We love on our past clients a lot. So, you know,
Okay.
our past clients are our big chunk of our business as far as referrals go. So we do a lot of, we like to have fun. So we do happy hour events for our clients. We invite them to our pie and champagne thing at the end of the year. This year, we're going to do a movie event for that's more like family friendly. And one thing that we realized that with these events, if you're using that to stay in touch and on top of your calls and your emails, because I highly recommend after your closing, right, with your past clients to get in front of them at least twice a year. It's less important that they show up to the event, and it's more important about all the touches in between, right? Because if you're a past client, you're going to get an email from us, a call, a text, a save the date. If you didn't come to our event, you're going to see the pictures from the event in our next newsletter. And if you did come, you're going to get a thank you. So there's a lot of touches before and after when we do our events to stay top of mind of them.
Awesome. And you have a two-step process, right? I'm assuming like that's
Yeah.
what it sounds like.
Yeah.
You have a short term immediately after closing.
Yeah.
This is what we do. And then of course, after that, it's continuously stay top of mind. That way they can continuously.
Our
send you referral
post
business.
close, so let's say we had a buyer, a client just closed today, they get a 1 week checkup, just a quick little checkup. You've been in your house 1 week, if this is a buyer. You've been in your house 1 week, everything cool? All right, great. 1 month check-in, everything good. Then from there, it's just a quarterly back to
Cool.
DTD2.
DT2 and all
Yeah.
your other touches. Yeah.
Yep.
Good deal. All right. So if you had to give out an advice to everybody that's tuning in today, one thing to start implementing right now with this change in the market 2023, what would that be?
More lead gen. And guys, that's honestly something so last year, I'll just be a little vulnerable and just blunt here. Our business was down last year, so, surprisingly enough. And Tara and I realized that you can't just bank on the amount of the same amount of people doing the same amount of business this year, doing the same things, right? So you're gonna have to circle prospect, open houses. When it comes to lead gen, we're just talking about this in the GPS class. If lead gen is the hard part of this business, then think about, okay, what does that look like to me if it was easy? So for me, it's open houses. Terry and I were just going back to what we used to do. Open houses, circle prospecting. We can do that like that. Buyer workshops, I'm gonna go back to that. So don't get into this 6 months later and then realize, oh crap, I'm not hitting my goals. So that's a big lag measure, right? And so think about that now, because you'd rather be ahead of the game than behind it later. The other thing, so yeah, just, figure out what your lead gen sources are gonna be and just double down on them. And the last thing I would say, stop caring what people think, especially as new agents. So we had a bit of a hang up on that, like, well, should we post that in our neighborhood? Should we send that? Should we do this? Who cares, guys? You're gonna have haters. You notice other top agents, I mentioned that before, you're always gonna have people that hate on you for doing stuff. Who cares? As long as it's ethical, of course, and doing it professionally and stuff.
Yeah.
Don't care what people think. Just laughing. Don't stop caring so much what people think, and just go and do it. So knocking on doors, whatever it is.
Cool. Okay. All right. So talking about this process, give us final advice on the importance moving forward now of building the system out, of capturing, connecting and cultivating with your.
I mean, it's huge. I mean, if you want to hit your goals, we were just talking about this in the GPS class. You need now business. So figure out what lead gen sources will get you business like right now, especially for my newer agents. I don't want you to be 3-6 months without a deal. Look for now business. That's open houses, that's circle prospecting, that's expired, and then look to fill your pipeline. So that's the community events, that's the calling your neighbors, the relationship based that stuff that takes a little bit longer. So yeah, figure out what your plan is for now business and for your pipeline for later business, so that way you have stuff coming in and stuff waiting for you.
Awesome.
Cool.
Appreciate you
Yeah, you're welcome.
being vulnerable and sharing your need.
Of course.
Okay.
Yep.
Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate everybody. Angelo Flores home team. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it, man. Absolutely. Always a pleasure.
Do I get lunch now?
All right. We'll think about it. You're in the back of the line though. Free lunch on us today. All right, guys, please take this to heart, whether you're a seasoned agent, top producer, new agent, team, individual. This is important moving forward, building that system out. So leverage the leadership team. We're here to help you in every step of that way, every process. All righty, good deal. Thanks a lot. Let's get our partners up. Ooh, let me see if I can. There we are. All right, partners, come on up here.
Hello, I'll be quick. I'm moving slow. I'm so out of shape and I played golf yesterday. It was horrible. Real quick. What?
Golf, that should have hurt.
I know, it's like, oh, my legs. I'm Melissa Lima, patent title downstairs. Your favorite title person. There is a poster close to the front desk that says Battle for the Charities. It's February 9th. Scan that QR code. Once you scan it, it takes you to this homepage. It says RSVP. I need everyone to RSVP and pick your shirt size. We're going to beat Signature. I don't know if you guys were there last year. It was a huge event and we had so much fun, but we lost. So we're not going to lose this year. We need to collect items. So after you RSVP, they did cheat. I know. That's what I keep telling them. After you RSVP, pick your shirt size and you're in. Go to donate to see, there's a sign up genius to see the items that we need. We need 100 of these things. It's for a food pantry and it's Pearland Neighborhood Center is what we're gonna donate to. And then they have another charity they're gonna donate to. We need box of oatmeal packets, a 4-count of mac and cheese cups, box of cereal, jar jelly, rice, pinto beans, a can of Rotel. It's all on there, but we need 100 of each. And there'll be a box up here and a box downstairs. And we have 2 weeks late notice, but we're going to get it done because you guys are amazing and we got this. Okay. So I'll be in touch more, but there you go. No fun fact. That's it.
No worries. Well, you saw Hulk Hogan.
Actually, you saw-
That was your fun
Yeah,
fact.
that was my fun fact.
Good deal. Thank you. All right, you all don't care for.
Okay. Yeah, my name is Yu Lin. I work for Reliant. My phone number is over there or in the kitchen. Okay. Last week I have lunch with my senior manager. She was telling me she's been nominated me for the best customer services for all those years. That kind of surprised me when I speak English like this. But I did not win it because it was for the whole company. And then, okay, we have some new technology right now. The company give us the link to embed my employee ID there. I mean, in case you like somebody speaks Spanish or they are in hurry, you can ask me to send you the link, and then you can send it to customer. They can sign up from the link, but you have to tell me when you send it. That way I can credit to you for the referral money, or else there's no way to trace it back to your ID, okay? And then, yeah, I hope it will help you guys, especially like somebody speaks Spanish. I don't know how to speak it. Sending them the link, it's easy for them. They can come back to me if they have any question. I can answer them, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, good deal. And we have our last business partner sponsor. Thank you. PG Inspections, come on out.
Hi, hello, everybody. My name is Silvio Stanescu. I'm with BPG Inspections. Well, I just wanted to introduce myself and the company I work for. As another home inspection company, you might be asking yourself, well, what can he offer me different than the rest? Well, as far as the company goes, we have three things. First, we have a superior service guarantee where we make the client happy wherever it takes, you know. If the client is not happy, we'll do our best to make them happy, or we'll refund the money. Then we have our 90-day guarantee, and this makes a difference. If any of the major items that we inspected would go wrong in the next 90 days of the inspection, because I mean, we inspect the items when we're there, we can't predict the future. If anything goes wrong, there's an insurance that covers up to $2,500 for repairs. And this is something not everybody can offer. Then another thing that the company offers is that we are a one-stop shop. We have residential inspections, commercial inspections, septic, well, pool, spa, sprinkler, you name it. You don't have to call around, you don't have to shop around. You just give me a call or call our scheduling department or go online. My information is on the back, my contact information is on the back of this brochure, and you can schedule the inspection with all the other services. As far as myself as a home inspector, I've been in the industry, in the construction industry for over 15 years. I have more than 2,000 inspections here in Houston area and in Georgia before that. I am the area manager for BPG on the southern side, although we go all over. We do inspections from Conroe to Galveston if you need. Basically, if you're showing a house, if you need an inspection, you will go there. But what can I offer you as a home inspector? I can offer you a superior customer service based on excellent communication. What does this mean? Well, basically, I take the time to educate your client, my client also, so that they are not scared with the inspection report. That's very important. A lot of home inspectors are perceived as deal killers. And even though we have to be true to the house, we have to explain everything. If I take the time to educate the client and explain every little detail so that when they receive the inspection report, they are not scared away, the transaction will move forward. So I do love having the clients at the inspection. And this might be a surprise. I invite them at the end, show them the photos, explain everything. That will keep them from being scared. That will keep them educated. I will invite you guys also at the inspection. I know you're busy. A lot of the time you can't show up to the inspection, but I will keep you in the loop. I will text you. Once the inspection is scheduled, I will let you know if the client said, yes, I'm going to go or not. And if you can't make it to the inspection, I'll text you or call you after the inspection is done, and I'll let you know the little details, most important details that I saw on the inspection, and what was the client's reaction to whatever I explained, so that you already have, you know, the feel on how you are going to basically negotiate or talk to your client. Finally, my home inspection report is very easy to read. It's detailed, but there's no fear mongering there. You have a summary with color-coded items, red or blue. The red items are the most important, and it makes your life easier because you just go to the summary and copy paste on your amendments page. You don't have to scroll to the report. The report has photos, descriptions, recommendations on how to repair, but you make your life easier. And as far as other things aside from home inspection, well, Nimesh and Israel were talking about how to do additional things to gather your clients, to reach out to your clients. Some things we also help with is if you are organizing an open house, I can be there during the 2 hours of your showings. First, it's good to have somebody else because for safety reasons, and also we can answer questions to the potential buyers and to the other agents. You know, obviously we won't talk bad things about the house you're showing, but we can explain to them what the inspection report is about and everything. And it's good to have more people there. If you need that kind of thing, just let me know. If I can't make it, I'll have somebody from my team. We have a team of 14 inspectors in the Houston area, and that's basically it. So I know you probably have a home inspector you already work with. The only thing I ask you is keep me in mind. And if you just want to try somebody else, if you need somebody to speak Spanish, hablo español también. So,
Awesome.
okay.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Yeah, appreciate you.
Doubled up and are here. This is Joshua.
Awesome. Josh, come on up, bud.
That is me. That is not a model. I did. Thank you so much.
Well, we can have a long conversation on that, but yeah.
So I'm Joshua David with Fidelity National Home Warranty. I'm a 7-year Navy veteran with 10 years of home warranty experience. This may feel like a normal Wednesday for you, but it's not for me. Since I switched over to Fidelity October, I've been getting a hold of Barbara to get in front of the agents. So I'm very appreciative of this opportunity. I'm changing my presentation because I know from past experience, a lot of home warranty reps sound the same. And I know there's this unique kind of ugly rumor out there that home warranties are the same, but I'm here to ask you, let's just go ahead and throw that idea out the window because it's 100% not true. And here's why sometimes that thought crosses your mind. A lot of real estate agents will look at what I passed out as a double-sided flyer, some areas of our strengths. Now on the backside is our coverage. Now I will share with you my 10 years of experience. Now with my previous other company, maybe that's all I wanted you to focus on. My full brochure is back there by the pizzas, and I will be following up the PDF with everything. But I want you to know as real estate agents, this is just where it begins with the home warranty. I've been making phone calls, by the way, I believe in these 4 C's wholeheartedly. I took a territory in Arizona from 14 orders in March to 94 orders in December, and that was all from those 4 C's. So I really strongly believe in that. So I thought that was a great class. But you got to throw this out, right? Yes, all home warranties cover air conditioning, heating, electrical, plumbing, appliances. No, you cannot put Fidelity side by side with another home warranty company and go, okay, well, this price, and I'm going to go ahead and go with this one because of this price. You have to go either get with your home warranty rep and ask that question. I'm going to share with you a question. Home warranty reps, we really don't get much questions. Well, you should be asking questions because what are your clients? Potential future referral sources. If you're recommending a home warranty company, but don't know what you're recommending, your clients may be calling you, complaining, venting, and then not using you again. I want them to use you again. I want you to make more money. With Fidelity National Home Warranty, okay, so I want to practice this. Realtors do not ask this question to their home warranty reps. I want you to ask this question. Please, someone ask me, what are your limits? What are your limits? What a great group. Thank you so much. No one usually ever asks me questions. So with Fidelity National Home Warranty, a couple limits I want to touch on because there's some areas we don't have any limits. So with appliances, the industry average for appliances is about $2,000 to $2,500. That's typically not enough to get something replaced. With Fidelity National Home Warranty, it's $5,000 per covered appliance. If you're working with high-end appliances like a luxury listing or a luxury home, we have an upgrade for $100, takes those $5,000 to $10,000. I don't believe any home warranty company currently in the Houston area can touch us on appliances. And then the next line item is air conditioning. This is a question you should be asking. I urge you, please, if Fidelity is not one that you're recommending, I ask you and urge you to please ask the home warranty rep you're currently working with What are your limits for air conditioning? Here's our 3 limits that matter most for Fidelity National Home Warranty. No limit on number of units. That's not always common. A lot of companies cap out at 2 and you have to pay more money. No dollar cap for repair or replacement. That is not industry average. I'm comparing the local competitors. There's one company that covers 2 units or $5,000. I will tell you right now, your clients will call you and say, I'm paying a lot of money out of pocket for this air conditioning. You know what I mean? So think about that. Dollar cap with Fidelity National Home Warranty. There's no dollar cap. And Freon/refrigerant. You might look at a flyer, you might look at a brochure and go, well, it says it's covered. Well, it says in the back $20 per pound. Not with Fidelity National Home Warranty. Freon is completely covered, no dollar cap. Those are just a couple areas. Again, I'm excited to be here because I've been waiting since October, since I switched over to Fidelity. I want to get in front. I'm going to be sending an email to PDF. I'm going to stick around. There's wings and pizza, ranch, cookies and chips. And me and Sylvia with BPG, we're going to stick around and answer questions. Yes, sir.
I was just going to have one question for you. How long does it take to get a repairman out to the house?
That's always going to be case by case. It could be same day, it could be next day. But I will tell you what a lot of home.
Sometimes 3 or 4 days.
Well, okay, so when you say you guys, I want to educate. I'm here to educate real estate agents. Most homeowners do not do this. Home warranties have a network of licensed and bonded contractors. We usually just land on one. Homeowner does not complain to us, but then they call their realtor. So it's tough. I don't have a chance to educate your realtor, but I have a chance to educate you. We have a Rolodex of vendors. They just need to ask, that doesn't work for me. Can you find someone sooner? I guarantee you there's a good chance. I'm speaking, now this is in generalities. This is most home warranty companies. I guarantee you there's someone that might be able to come out sooner. However, with Fidelity and most other home warranty companies, we do offer you to choose your own contractor as well. So let's say it's July or August. I don't want to lie to you and say we can get someone out there the same day or next day all the time. But in that case, with our company and most other home warranty companies, you can choose your own contractor. So if that's the case, if that's a headache, then they can go that route as well. I wanted, since Silvio mentioned it, Fidelity does offer a brochure in Spanish. I will tell you from past experience, previous company, if a home warranty company you're recommending, you love the rep, but they don't offer a Spanish brochure, the reason that is because they do not have enough personnel to answer the phones in Spanish. Fidelity National Home Warranty, I've been a fan of for 10 years. As a competitor, they've always had a brochure in Spanish. Not typically in paper, but I will follow up with the PDF of that as well. But again, Joshua David, Fidelity National Home Warranty. As you can see, I'm passionate. I believe Fidelity National Home Warranty. I'm not naive. We've been a revolving door the last 3 years here in Houston, COVID and people switching to title and things like that. I'm 40 years old. I'm retiring here. I am retiring here. So I am looking to grow, really establish. And that's why I was knocking on the door for Barbara to let me get in here, because I want to help educate. So I appreciate your time. I'm going to be here to answer questions. I would love the opportunity to earn your trust. Thank you, everyone.
Awesome.
Appreciate it. In the kitchen, they are selling drinks. They have smoothies, coffees, and teas. If you'd like to purchase one, you can go to the kitchen and purchase one.
Cool. Thank you, Barbara. Awesome. One last announcement. Property Desk has gone digital as a reminder. Okay, go to kwsw25.com if you're interested in signing up for Property Desk. All right, make it a good one. Enjoy your day.